Josh Hayes, Jake Gagne. How great is that to see him back up on the front row where we expected him a lot this year. Cameron Beaubier. Cameron did that on a race tire, by the way. As we saw earlier, he fell in qualifying.
Tony Elias on row number 3. He qualified 8th, but he actually rode across the track and dumped some oil yesterday, so a little penalty, and he will start 9th. Sheridan Marias crashed a big one today with his motorcycle earlier on in warm-up. Fabio Corti there on row 4. We didn't expect that. As we go down and look at Josh Harrington, who's lodged in the middle there. Corey Alexander, we showed you him at the top of the show. He'll be starting on row number 7 and on back through the field. A massively talented group of motorcycle racers here as we have 10 rows lined up to get things going as they are already out on their warm-up lap right now. Now let's talk about the point situation right now. Okay, Jason, Cameron Beaubier, 29 points ahead of Josh Hayes. Tony Elias is 35 points back from Cam. There's 50 points available. So in this championship, yes, Tony Elias is mathematically in it.
Yep.
But with all that said, we still have plenty of keys to the race, right? Some things that we really need to talk about as that are keys to the race. So let's take a look at JP's keys to the race.
Well, I think we got to look and see how Cameron's going to play this out, okay? I think the fact that he's on the front row, it's going to be a little bit like JD and Garrett yesterday. I think if Josh is going to be the rabbit, Cameron's got to go after him, try to get himself away. I think it's a good thing for Cameron and Josh that Tony did end up back where he's at. He's on the 3rd row. It's going to be interesting. Jake Gagne, I put a question mark there only because it's just so nice to see him back here. Now, is it a one-lap thing? Is it something that he can sustain? Either way, we know Jake Gagne has the pace. We know he has the pace to win races and be up front. It's just good to see him there. Now, last one, tough week for Yoshimura. Maybe Raj and Tony are trying to just say, hey, we're going to get rid of all these bikes for you so you bring us a new one for next year.
Yes.
But during testing this weekend, Tony had a mishap over at the other track here in New Jersey and destroyed a bike and then crashed yesterday. And then Raj had a pretty big one the other day. They're getting a little limited on their resources right now as far as parts. Let's see how the Yosh guys bounce back in this first race here before the second one of the day and see if they can challenge these 2 Yamahas.
Looking at Josh Hayes on that R1, and so it's a whole front row of Yamaha R1s. Yoshimura Suzuki, this is the last race expected for the GSX-R 1000, a brand new motorcycle coming out next year. So hey, they haven't replenished the parts. So let's see what happens here in turn 1 as we look at Tony Elias when the lights go red and they go off. Look at row number 3, the 24. Let's see how turn 1 goes. Here's a listen.
What a start by Kyle Wyman.
Josh Hayes as well. Wyman on the 33 up the inside. And Hayes going to sweep around the outside, and Wyman's going to put himself in 3rd. Look at Tony Elias in 5th, up 6th. He's trying to get it up there. So a lot of people thought that Tony Elias would go a little bit further forward, but there he is in 6th spot. So Josh Hayes on the number 4. Monster Energy Graves Yamaha leads the way from number 95. Roger Hayden on that Yoshimura Suzuki.
And a horrible start by our points leader and defending champion, Cameron. He was a little bit late on the jump, but he's got himself there in 5th, cruising along there in 5th. It's a good spot for him to be. He's going to see Josh kind of acting as the rabbit as he probably expected, leading early. Rogers trying to go with him. Gagne has made a little bit of work out of Kyle Wyman, got by him, and we'll see Cameron probably try to sneak under. You see Tony Elias from the 3rd row is 6th early on in this race.
Road Race Factory Broaster Chicken entry of Jake Gagne in the 32. That's the Superstock 1000 champion from last year in the Superbike class. The best start he's had so far this season.
And Cameron has slid himself past Wyman also up into that 4th spot as these guys are getting ready to ramp up through this little last bit of S's that we showed on our onboard camera just now. This very, very fast right, left, right onto this front straightaway. And just looking out our window now, the wind is still there. Not quite as bad as it was 20 minutes ago when we talked about it. But Josh Hayes is going to lead that first lap. Tony Elias has moved himself up into 5th as he goes by Wyman on the front straightaway.
Roger Hayden looked like he was going to make a bid for the lead. There's Tony Elias. Now Tony up and out with that foot right now. Tony telling me that what an easier weekend it is to come to since this is the 2nd visit to New Jersey Motorsports Park. He didn't have to get frantic and try to learn the track. He knew what he had when he rolled out the truck. He was comfortable with the track, and he was pretty excited about getting this race going. So Tony Elias in 5th after a 3rd row start. But all eyes up front now is Josh Hayes. He's doing exactly what he loves to do. He wants to lead the way. He wants to have a clear track in front of him. He doesn't want to have any of his view blocked. We heard in the Super Sport race yesterday, Derek Gerloff told me that there was an incident where he was behind JD Beach. He couldn't actually see the track. The last 2 corners as they were coming on, he ran over the curb, and that's a function here at New Jersey.
Absolutely. It's very easy to do that here. And I'm kind of keeping a pace there on Gagne. Look, he looks great right now. Beaubier also, obviously. But talking earlier Friday with Josh, Friday evening, he told me, he said, you know, I think Roger's going to be there because Roger's had been setting some very, very fast paces earlier in practices and stuff. So to not see Roger on the front row was a bit of a surprise to a couple people yesterday, but look where he's at today on race tires, race pace. Roger's right there in second place, just towing along. So our front four guys have pulled away. Doesn't look like Elias has the pace at this moment to go with them. Now, every time we say that, Greg, sometime in the next 4, 5, 6 laps, he starts pulling these guys back in.
What a drive Josh Hayes got onto the front straightaway. A little wide there for Hayes. Looks a little frantic right now. It might be that moment in the race where Josh tries to push and break Roger Hayden. But that mistake allowed Hayden to close right back up.
Well, look at the lap times. 21-2, 21-2, 21-2. Cameron Beaubier, 21 low as he goes underneath him in turn 4 there. That is a huge commitment to go by somebody there. So he got a big drive out of turn 3C to go up and go past Gagne there.
So Josh Hayes qualified at a 1:21.1, so now only 0.168 off of that qualifying time. Of course, it is a little cooler today than it was yesterday, as Cameron Beaubier has done a 21.0. He qualified at a 21.3, so Cam not getting a shot at the Q tire. So Beaubier looking really good right now as he passes Jake Gagne for third. Can Gagne now latch onto the back of Cam Beaubier?
This is really fast paced to start with, and I think a lot of that is going to be having to do because of the weather. It's not going to be quite as hot as it was yesterday. You saw them on Qs not go as fast. Right now, they've already gone as quick as they were doing on the Qs yesterday. So some tracks you go to, Greg, the Q makes a huge difference. Some places it doesn't make as much. As you see, Rod's kind of testing the waters there. Look underneath Josh as they come down into turn 1, pulled out of that draft. But like I was going back to say, these guys are now on race tires, cooler temperatures, a little bit of a breeze, going to keep that temperature down also a little bit, and that's why we're seeing such fast times early.
Little cloud cover as well, that helps to keep the track temperature down ever so slightly. But Josh Hayes leading the way, the 4-time Superbike champion, lost it to Cam Beaubier last year. So during Josh Hayes' reign, he's lost the Superbike championship twice.
Yep.
I may say lose it, I say he didn't win it twice in 6 years. And one of those years was to Josh Herron, who's back racing in the Superstock 1000 category, already the Superstock 1000 champ. And the other one was to his teammate Cam Beaubier. So Hayes, it was announced last night, will be back for the 2017 season on the same motorcycle with teammate Cameron Beaubier, who signed on until 2018. So you want to talk about next season and how interesting that's going to be for a rider like Hayes. He's only signed a 1-year deal, re-upping with the Monster Energy Graves Yamaha team, and he will be racing his teammate Cam Beaubier next season. So it's going to be an interesting year to see if Josh Hayes can keep the momentum he has right now heading into the 2017 season. But right now, it's Hayes, Roger Hayden, and here comes the number 1 of Cam Beaubier, who's starting to close the gap as Hayes extends his ever so slightly. It's about 0.3 of a second, and look at Roger Hayden close right up on the back door. Hayes up and out of the saddle for a moment. Got to get out of the throttle.
They're pushing, and that's what this is all about right now. Josh knows that the only way he can even go into the next race today with a chance at winning this championship, he's got to pull back a minimum of 4 points. So he's got to win the race, because if Cameron does somehow just finish second place in this race, he's still got a chance. He's got a chance, but he's got to win the race. He cannot let Cameron beat him. So Josh is going to be fighting tooth and nail to try to get this victory.
25 points available for a win, 20 for second. Right now the gap is 29, so like Jason said, as long as Josh Hayes wins the race and Beaubier's in second spot, he'll get 5 points over Cam Beaubier. But this is the scenario that he really wants, does Hayes, because the difference between first and third is 9 points. So that would close it to 20. Now, it's quite a Hail Mary, as we know that Cameron Beaubier is a great motorcycle rider, but he has had instances in the past where he's thrown his motorcycle down the road like everyone else. So there's always that possibility, right, Jay? It's your job, Jay. You just got to keep putting the pressure on. That's all you can do.
It's racing. That's why you got to do all the laps, and it could be something as simple as a mechanical happening. Anything can happen in racing. So there's been a lot crazier scenarios than the one we're dealt with here today with a 29-point cushion from Cameron to Josh that have led other championships to be decided. So as they sit right this second, he's got a 20-point lead. Elias is back there, not able to make any ground on these guys whatsoever. Gagne is still running fourth, and I can see that Matthew Scott and Tony Elias are both closing in on him a little bit. But these three guys at the front are definitely pulling away. And this is going to give Cameron some confidence, too. At the end of the day, he puts in 2 solid rides like this. He's champion this year.
Now, talking about Tony Elias, Tony is 6 points behind Josh Hayes in that championship battle for second position. As now Roger Hayden is going to make the move up the inside of Hayes. So a really brilliant move. The question is, can Hayden make it stick? As it looks like they go side by side for a moment. Hayden's got to have the position. So it's Roger Hayden, Josh Hayes, and Cameron Beaubier. What a move by the Yoshimura Suzuki rider.
Josh will probably fall in these next 3 or 4 laps, but Raj runs wide. Raj runs a little bit wide there. He's going to be able to pull it back down, though, Greg. Carried a lot of roll speed, just ran it out a little bit wide there. But what I was going to say is Josh is going to just kind of test things here. We'll look at the lap times and see where the lap times go now that Raj is leading. See if Josh was either holding him up or how that might work out. But I would suspect that when they come out of this last corner, that number 4 doesn't like to follow very much. He's probably going to try to draft right back by Raj on this front straightaway and do something with him in turn 1.
So Roger Hayden, the 95, Yoshimura Suzuki leads Josh Hayes. Now we'll see Suzuki versus Yamaha as Hayes tries to pull out. Looks like he's going to have to tuck back in. Now Roger Hayden, we've seen lap after lap, he was able to close in on Josh Hayes. He has the ability to know where Hayes is rolling off the throttle. Now it's time for Hayes to go to school on Hayden right now. 95, 4, and the number 1. Boy, things are looking good. 6 laps into this 25-lap race, and Roger Hayden trying to set the pace and get away from Josh Hayes.
Yeah, now we'll look here because that lap there, obviously they were passing and repassing each other. The fastest man on the track that lap was Tony Elias with a 21.8, but Josh is going to want to try to get back past here as quickly as he can. Cameron looks very relaxed, just kind of sitting there in 3rd. You can see further back on our screen, Tony Elias has now caught Jake Gagne. He's up to 4th, so we'll see if he can make any measure on these guys in front. He's got about a 3-second gap, 2.5-second gap, Greg. He's got to close up to this leading 3.
And Tony without a contract for next year. He's talking to the Yoshimura Suzuki team about a ride for next year. And Tony definitely wants, I had a conversation with him earlier, he really wants 2nd place in that championship. He'd love to win the championship, but I think realistically, knowing he's 35 points back from a rider like Cameron Beaubier, doesn't necessarily not give him a shot, but it doesn't give him a good shot at this point. So Tony's thinking 2 things. 1, I want to win. If I can't, I'd rather have 2nd. And he likes racing Josh Hayes. He likes racing all these guys up front. But right now, Tony having to come back from row number 3. He gets held up just a little bit. There goes Josh Hayes up the inside on Roger Hayden. He'll take over the position once again. So Hayes leads the way. All the while, Cam Beaubier is hanging back there, watching a great race in front of him.
But this is what Cameron does. He shows he's such a veteran. He's been around for longer than a lot of people give him credit. The fact that he won a Superbike championship last year. This guy knows how to master his craft, and that's what he's really done this year in my eyes. He's been able to sometimes just kind of sit there and watch how things play out. I remember Laguna being a race like that, VIR being a race like that, where he just kind of watches, sees how things play out. But when he takes the lead, he strikes. He strikes, takes the lead, and is able to run a very, very fast pace to make it very hard for people to pass him back. That last lap, 22-1 for all the leaders. Now Josh took the lead again. Let's see if these guys get that push back down into the 21s again.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Dunlop makes a great tire, but I don't even know if Dunlop tires can hold on to 25 laps of punishing Superbike turmoil at a 22-1 pace. We'll have to see what Josh Hayes has right now. Christy, what do you have on Hayes?
Greg, I got a chance to speak with Jim Roach, Josh Hayes' crew chief, right before they gridded up for the start of this race. And he said they brought some different suspension setups this weekend that they've been testing with, and they obviously really found what they're looking for, and Josh is really driving well with those new setups.
You said something earlier, Greg, about him signing on for next year, and that's great news because I think that Josh is just now really starting to finally get comfortable on the new R1. A couple years old now. We saw him struggling quite a bit last year. Even this year, he's been struggling ever so slightly. I think he's just finally starting to come to grips with this bike. So the fact that he's going to be signing on again for next year tells me he's still got the determination to win. When Josh is done, he's going to be done. He's not the guy that's going to kind of hang out. There's too much risk in this sport. We talked about it. But I still know he thinks he can win. He knows he can win. So I think that next year he's going to be a major player in this championship because he's just getting more comfortable.
A good look at Tony Elias there on the 24, running that AGV Marvel helmet, or HJC Marvel helmet. Sorry, we'll have more on that later on. Captain America Marvel Comics teaming up with BN Sports and the show Pit Lane. We'll talk to you more about that as well. So now we've had 2 groups break off. It's Josh Hayes, Roger Hayden, Cameron Beaubier. That's that lead group. Tony Elias is trying to bring Jake Gagne and Matthew Stoltz with him, as Stoltz is in 6th spot, the 720 rider on that Yamaha is the leader of the Superstock 1000 championship. But right now, all eyes up front as Josh Hayes gets by Roger Hayden, and now setting that pace. Jason, we talked about, so we thought possibly would Hayes try to lower that lap time into the 21 bracket. Didn't quite do that.
No, right where Roger's running his laps is where these guys are running. They're in the 22s, low 22s now, so pace has only dropped a little bit. Looking at our screen right now, seeing Kyle Wyman drop, so hopefully we don't know what kind of problem he has, but I'm seeing that. But the thing is that when you're looking right now, the tires got up just enough now. So we'll see if they settle in at this 22 pace.
A little bit of a miscue on acceleration from Cameron Bogier. He'll drop back just a couple of bike lengths. Another good look at Tony Elias. Take a look at that helmet right there. That's the Venom helmet made by HJC. We talked about we're going to be doing a giveaway on beIN Sports Pit Lane Show. 7:30s on Tuesday. It's going to be the Captain America Marvel and the Iron Man. So you want to check all that information out on Pit Lane 7:30 Tuesdays with host Terry Lee.
Is it me or does it look like Tony's getting a little bit closer? I think it looks like he's getting a little bit closer to me. He ran a lap that last time that was half a second, almost half a second quicker than the leaders. This is kind of what I talk about with him. His number one, his fitness is amazing. But number two, he doesn't seem to get too flappable when he starts falling behind a little bit. He's able to kind of control his pace. I'm going to really pay attention to him here the next 2 or 3 laps to see if he can close that gap, because he is definitely bringing Gagne with him as it looks like Roger's going for a pass for the lead.
Good drive out of the final corner by Roger Hayden, so now he'll take the point, and we're going to see what kind of lap times he'll run. Maybe those couple extra tenths of a second that Hayes had slowed the pace down wasn't what Roger wanted to do. Maybe Rod sees this as his opportunity. He might be feeling it with his Dunlop tires on that Yoshimura Suzuki. So now it's Roger Hayden, Josh Hayes, and there sits Cameron Bogier now. Bogier definitely has to think behind him. If his pitboard's telling him that the 24 is coming, Bogier and I had a conversation yesterday about what he thought this race might do and unfold, and he said for sure Tony Elias has a shot, he's going to take it. Yeah. He's definitely going to dive bomb in there, and so I'm sure that Cameron Bogier, although he's enjoying the view in front of him right now, and he's in a championship position, you got to think if Tony Elias starts closing that gap, he's got to start thinking what's going on behind him.
There's no question, and I think that when you, as a championship leader, we talked about it again yesterday with Garrett. Garrett kept on seeing +2, +3, +4, and he had JD right in front of him. It's the same scenario we have now. Cameron's in a very comfortable spot. He knows what it's going to take to win the championship. He knows that these two guys winning this race isn't going to hurt him. It looks like David Anthony has gone down. Trying to see where that might be, Greg. It's good to see him up and okay.
Turn one, Quicksilver latest Kawasaki out of this one, unfortunately for the Australian. He'll be back on that team for next year, from what I hear. So he's got another go at it later on today. Oh, look at Roger sending that thing sideways.
Yeah, those two guys broke Cameron a little bit that lap. So you see the corner workers, man. Those guys are brave standing up there. Those guys don't get talked about enough, but those corner workers do a tremendous job getting those bikes out of the way, especially when you got bikes coming at you. But going back to the front here, Raj right back down to the 22-1 again. So Raj has some pace. Josh is trying to go with him. What's interesting to me on that last segment was that Cameron went 22-7, so he may have made a mistake that we just didn't see. These 3 guys, though, are definitely starting to make a little bit of an inroads on our 3 other guys. So, man, it'd be great to see 6 of them battling, but the 2 up at the front right now are definitely just kind of gapping Cameron ever so slightly. This is where a rider's relationship with their pit crew and crew chief is so important, because you want to try to be able to get enough information on the board to kind of tell you what's going on in and around you. And Roger's going to be able to look at his lap time and see, hey, if I went 22-1 and I started to break these guys up, if I can get my head down for 5 laps and just pump those out, maybe I can get a 2 or 3 second cushion. And that's what Roger's trying to do. He looks so comfortable on that bike today.
Roger Hayden out front of the Yoshimura Suzuki. Jason talked about it a little bit earlier on, about the Yoshimura Suzuki and the rough week that they have had. They were here in New Jersey. There's 2 tracks on site. They were testing at the other track a couple days before this event, and Tony Elias crashed and literally destroyed his motorcycle. Well, the thing to keep in mind is that this GSXR 1000 that Roger Hayden's on right now is being phased out. This is the last race that we're going to see it in the United States at this level. And so Yoshimura, during the course of the season, there were rumors that the new GSXR 1000 was coming. And so they didn't stockpile a bunch of parts because they're phasing this bike out. Well, I can tell you from talking to the Yosh crew, they don't have another tank. They don't have an extra seat. There's very few bearings left on that truck. And they do have an extra frame, but Tony Elias told me this morning when he went out to practice, his team said, make sure you take it easy. you have 2 complete bikes ready to roll, but we don't have any more spares. And Tony said, I was scared this morning. He said, but Roger wasn't scared because Roger went out and went fast.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for that. Everybody thinks that the psychology of a racer, especially when you're a factory rider, they go out and push all the time. But when your crew comes up and says, listen, we literally don't have enough parts. We're going to have to go talk to some privateers and hopefully have some GSXR 1000 parts. That's a rough go. But this team has been on this bike for so many years. There's just no reason to continue to keep producing parts for it. And then when you have a weekend like they've had this weekend, man, it can stretch a team very thin.
Roger Hayden crashed yesterday and did a tank in. Luckily, his frame and swing arm made it out okay. But yeah, it's been a rough weekend for Yoshimura Suzuki. So if Roger Hayden can pay this team back with a win, all of that, all the work, all the late hours that have gone on so far this week would all be just drift away from the Yoshimura Suzuki team. But Roger Hayden under extreme pressure. And now as you come up on some lap traffic, you may have seen that in the left part of your screen. That might throw a little bit of a wrench in here.
Wow, somebody else went down. That looks like Anthony Kaczynski. Yeah, it's Anthony. Looks like he's up and he's okay. But this is going to be turn 1. We're down in the turn 1 area. He's going to just run in the back. Yeah, he just ran in the back of him. And that's just a simple thing. Sometimes you get in that draft, and Anthony's first year on the Superbike, full year on a Superbike. But getting the draft to somebody at the end of that back straightaway, it pulls you in there. And when it pulls you in there, Greg, you're on the brakes as hard as you can. You see that poor guy in front of you slowing down. It's easy to get in the back of him.
So Quarterly Racing out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, just down the street. Kaczynski out of this one. And yes, that is run by former massive privateer star Dale Quarterly, who won Superbike race in his own right during the course of his career racing at this level. But out front right now, it's all eyes on number 95, Roger Hayden. Number 4, Josh Hayes. Number 1, Cameron Beaubier. And just back there in the distance,
Josh is coming.
24, Elias. Here we go.
Yep, Josh is coming again. He's trying to make another run at him. He's sat back there and he's watched Raj. And you know the lap times are 22.1 to 22.5. Actually, Tony Elias was looking like he was closing on these guys. When Raj dropped back into the low 22s and started to stretch these 3 guys away from Tony again. But you can see the difference in lines there. Raj gets his bike in there, turned it a lot sooner. Looked like Josh maybe a run in there a little bit wide anyways. He just missed his mark ever so slightly.
This, of course, back when we were here in April, the thing that changed the championship, really turned it on its ear after a rain race, and both Yoshimura Suzuki riders just couldn't come to grips with the grip here at New Jersey Motorsports Park in the wet. Now, such a different circumstance as we see Roger Hayden, who really, he jettisoned a monkey off his back earlier in the season when he was able to get his first MotoAmerica Superbike win. And we thought, ooh, this might be the thing that catapults Roger into the next stratosphere and possibly a bunch of race wins. Hasn't quite happened yet for Roger Hayden, but now he seems back on form and potentially could win a race.
Yeah, and I think Roger's expected to win. We've documented it a lot this year. It's hard when you have a teammate that's never ridden the bike come in and win the first 3 races of the year. And that's got to play with you a little bit. And I think Roger expected to win a little bit more than he has this year as well. As you can see, Josh now in the draft for Roger Hayden as they go off into turn 1. Josh is going to slide that number 4 Yamaha just underneath Roger and get squeezing by.
As close as you like it for the lead. 16 of 25 now in the books. So it's Josh Hayes once again taking over the lead for Roger Hayden. And the best seat in the house goes to number 1 Cam Beaubier. With Beaubier in this position, he's also able to kind of conserve that tire a little bit. I wonder if Beaubier is thinking, if the door opens up, I may try to throw one late in this race and try to get away.
Cameron looks so relaxed, doesn't he? Just sitting there, Greg. He just looks very, hey, I'm just going to let this play out and see what happens here. I know my teammate's leading. And, you know, basically the bottom line is if Raj wins this race and Josh finishes second, the championship's over because there's not enough points between second and third to make a difference. So if he needs to try to get by Raj or Josh towards the end of this race, the other thing too is when you look at it, Cam can know that, hey, that number 4 bike, if I beat him right now, I win the championship. So there's a lot of scenarios that I'm sure Cameron's playing in his head right now. And you're not going to see him make any big flustering moves. I don't think he's going to make. I think if he makes a solid pass, it'll be drafting Raj down the front straightaway. I don't think it's going to be taking any big risks.
So if Cam Beaubier can come out of this race with 25 points or more over Josh Hayes, he'll win the championship. Because even if Cameron fell down in race number 2 and Hayes won it, he would win Beaubier would on race wins. Wow, Josh Hayes hard under braking. For a moment, just tucked the front, was able to hold on to it. But Hayes now starting to push really hard. Jason, it's easy for us. We've been around Josh Hayes for so long.
Claudio Corti.
So unfortunately, the 71 of Claudio Corti on that Aprilia. That RS4RF in the middle of the track. Boy, that might bring out a red flag as corner workers trying to get to it.
Greg, that looks like to me is out of turn 6. And if that is the case, that bike high side and went all the way down the track into turn 7. Now, these guys right now are in turn 5. They're coming up to turn 6. To me, of course, I don't know exactly where it is, but just by the topography of the track, there's a yellow flag. This bike is all the way down in turn 7. That's what they're pulling it off.
They got it off, yep.
That bike slid all the way down the track, so that must have been a pretty big crash. Hopefully Claudio's okay there.
You can see at the bottom of the motorcycle is a belly pan, so that's a lower fairing, and that's a closed lower fairing. So even if that motorcycle got banged around and there may be some fluids, the belly pan is designed to catch. It doesn't always work, but if you're concerned about fluids on the racetrack, these are a little bit safer than your standard street bikes, as they do have that belly pan underneath those motorcycles. And those riders got through, our leaders got through cleanly through that section. And here we go. Once again, to complete lap number 18 goes Josh Hayes. Roger Hayden trying to sneak up the inside. You can see his motorcycle wiggling around. Can't do it.
Yeah, see how deep he was in there? When you start seeing that bike back in on the inside, that's Raj pulling the lever on earlier. Corti's okay, that's a good sign. But when you see that bike dancing to the left and it starts backing in, and then it starts backing into the inside, that's Raj just trying to pull that lever on even more and giving us some turning input. That's when you know a rider's in really, really deep.
Let's reset the top of the order for you. Josh Hayes leading the way from Roger Hayden, Cam Beaubier, Tony Elias right there in 4th, Jake Gagne in 5th, Matthew Stoltz in 6th, Bobby Fong in 7th, Josh Herron, the reigning champ, right now in 8th, which is good enough for 3rd in the Superstock 1000. Danny Eslick in 9th, as those two are battling. Taylor Knapp in 10th.
You gotta love this guy. I mean, during the national anthem just now, I saw Tony out there with his phone, videoing the whole national anthem, looking at the flag. You could tell he was into it. He loves riding in America. He loves being here. This thing doesn't go away. He's 1.4 behind Beaubier. And I've watched that fluctuate between 1.4 to 2 seconds. Now he's got it all the way back down to 1.4 seconds again. He just ran a 22.3, which is right around the same pace as these leaders right now. If he just gets a sniff, we know what he's going to do. If he just gets a sniff, he's going to try to make a go of it. These guys start getting racy at the front. Now looking if they come on the front straightaway, Roger's got to run on Josh. They come down, he's going to take a look. As they go into turn 1 again, Roger's going to sneak up underneath him.
There he goes. So Roger Hayden back to the point. 19 laps in the books. Here's a look at the 32. That is Jake Gagne and Matthew Stoltz. So that's a Superbike versus a Superstock 1000 machine. You can see those white numbers on the red backing number plate. There's the distinction between that Superbike. But Stoltz right now having a great run of it. The rider from South Africa went home for the last couple months as we had a big break. He rode in 2 championship races, 4 total races, where he won 2 of them. In one of the races, or race number 2 of the first race back, he actually ended up crashing his motorcycle, which he said was pretty stupid because he was looking down at his tap. Back up front, Roger Hayden leading Josh Hayes and Cam Beaubier. So look at Roger Hayden right now trying to set that pace as Roger Hayden trying to break away again. I mean, that's the thing, Jason. When you're in a group that's this tight, and now you've sat behind, Josh Hayes, if you get a feel for your motorcycle, do you think, right now is the time where I need to try to break away?
Raj's bike looks great, and Raj looks determined. And Raj looks so good on the bike today. I haven't seen that bike do much of anything bad. And he's just trying to break away a little bit. This is going to be the key corner, though. And it looks like Cameron now is ramping up to maybe do something with Josh on the front straightaway. Let's have a look, Greg. Look at that number 1. He's right in the back. He's drafting Josh to see if he gets by him in the turn 1. He knows Josh does not want to let him by. What's he going to do?
Side by side go the teammates. It's Beaubier with the advantage. So right there goes Cameron Beaubier. Wow. And Cameron, what a move, as he knows, as long as he can put Hayes behind him, it's going to be his national championship. Could that be the pass that we see just in this moment that's going to win him the number 1 plate again?
You watch this. Josh is not going to deal with that. He's going to want to come right back to Cameron as they head off into turn 5 there.
Yeah,
this guy all the while is getting a little bit closer, and lap after lap, he has now got that gap to 1.1 seconds, and it is closer than that on TV. We know it's closer than 1.1 between Josh and Elias now. So Josh knows he's got to get back by Cameron, otherwise his championship's over, and Cameron's going to have a free race at the end of the day. And boy, he would love that more than anything. Win the championship now and then just come out in free for all in the second one.
By the way, it's Josh Hayes passes Cambobier. The difference between second and third is 4 points. That would mean it would be 25 solid points, so Bobier would still win this championship. So Hayes, right now, unfortunately for the Mississippi native, the championship is slipping through his fingers with still a couple laps to go.
Well, let's explain why, Greg. The reason for that, if they are at both, if he's got a 25-point lead, and let's say something happened to Cameron today, he scored 0 points in the second, and Josh was to win it, Cameron's got more race wins this year, so that's what they would fall back on. So all he's got to do is be 25 points up after this race, and Cameron would be our Superbike champion. Now, the thing that's amazing is you can see that bike get all out of shape. Cameron knows he's got to just keep that thing on an island right now, even if he falls back. But the problem is he's got another guy right behind him. Look at Elias. Elias is going to bomb these guys in a minute with 2 to go, 3 to go. Josh has got to be able to look at his board when he goes by, and I bet you he didn't look at it the last time because he was so into trying to get in that draft at Cameron. He might not know that Elias is there.
I told you, Tony was thinking, obviously, national championship right now in the 4th spot in the mix. He's also thinking about that 2nd spot in the championship with Josh Hayes. I did ask Tony if there was a bonus involved in 2nd or 3rd for him. He just kind of looked at me, didn't really give me much of an answer, which tells me there's something on the line. Not only a bonus, but also you've got to keep in mind that Tony wants to stay with the MotoAmerica Suzuki crew here in the United States. And when you go into negotiations in your contract, 2nd is a lot better than 3rd.
Yeah, but let's give this guy a little credit, huh? Let's give this guy. This guy's out in front, Greg, and he's pulling away. He's getting away. I see oil flag in the background there. We don't know what that's about, but I saw it just out the corner of my eye on TV there. But look at Raj out in front. Has not put a wheel wrong. He's coming up with about 3 to go here. He's broke these guys. Josh is in the draft of Cam.
All right, so here we go. Josh Hayes doesn't want to give it to Bobier. He goes blowing by. So now Hayes takes over 2nd spot. And the championship is close yet again. But here comes Tony Elias. All that work. Tony told me it's a very long race. I know it's a long race. And Tony didn't show any panic early on. He's now lapped onto the back. And this is a potential podium spot that this rider can come from 9th on the grid. Row number 3.
Does Cameron know he's there, though? That's the thing. You know, Cameron might go, okay, Josh, I'll let you lead for a lap. If he lets his guard down at all, Tony's going to go underneath him in this next lap.
Oh, Bobier just didn't look at the drive, and there he goes. So Tony Elias now under Cameron Bobier, and Bobier's probably thinking to himself right now, all right, Tony, I got you. Do your thing, 24. We'll see if Bobier is feeling it, if he wants to get another shot at Tony Elias, as now Tony takes over 3rd. What a ride from Tony. Absolutely fantastic to just chip away and chip away.
And look at Josh. He's back in hunt mode. He's going after. He's going to do his best right now to go after Raj. I saw him getting sideways. He ran a little bit wide up there in turn 9. But if somehow or another Josh was able to catch Raj and take that 25 points while Cameron's back there in 4th, who would only get 13, he's going to trim 12 pressure points off of him. So exactly what happened just now with when Josh went by and then Cameron, Tony's going to strike back right away. And I don't think Cameron knew he was there. Now they're getting into back markers. This could be the play. They're going to catch him down in that turn 3A, 3B, 3C area. That's a spot that if you get stuck, all these gaps close up. Good for Barrett Long. Just moved right out of the way for Raj. Got through. Josh is pushing hard. 22-4 the last lap.
0.3 of a second quicker than Roger Hayden. But this is what we've seen from Josh Hayes. Does he have anything in the tank? He knows racecraft. He knows how these races play out. And Hayes knows his motorcycle. He knows how to manage it properly. Look at Tony Elias. 3rd spot right now for the 24. Gets around Cam Bobier. Bobier doesn't look like he really wants to do anything at this point. But it's now gone down to Roger Hayden and Josh Hayes, as Hayes is now closed right back up on the back of Roger Hayden. Wow, with a couple laps left in this one, they're about 2.5 to go. Josh Hayes is looking like he's in a possible position. You know what? It might have been Cam. He might have thrown his shot a little bit too early on Hayes, and it got Hayes extremely fired up.
Cameron hasn't been able to do anything. My take on this is that Cameron says, okay, I'm going to have to maybe try to win this championship the smart way today, because he's got 3 guys that are very hungry here in front of him. And look what's happened. Josh is on a flyer of a lap. If he can get a good run out of here, he's going to get that draft, that number 95, and be able to pull out down into turn 1. Not this lap, He's not going to be able to do it this lap, but he's definitely going to be looking on the next lap when we have one to go. Do not be surprised to see that number 4 try to drag past as they go into turn 1. And then Josh will block all the way around on this last lap. Now, will Raj be defensive? Hopefully, on that board down there, Raj is going to say +0. If it is, Raj has got to get in defensive mode just a little bit now. This track does not lend itself to easy passes. It's going to be a hard pass if it's anywhere under brakes or coming out of some of these corners, because it's a very difficult place to pass. That said, you get a good run out of that last corner. Very easy pass down the front straightaway, drafting and then doing something in the turn 1.
If things finish like this, Josh Hayes definitely has to shake the hand of Tony Elias, because it's Tony Elias who's keeping Hayes' championship hopes alive at this point, because having Elias in between Hayes and his teammate Beaubier, that's the 22 points versus 25 points. But we know Hayes is going to give it a go. There's no way that Hayes is going to hang out here in second as close as he is to Roger Hayden.
Agreed. And Cam's done. Cam's way back and forth. He's put it back on cruise control. He's like, I'm going to take my 4th place. Let these guys sort out what they're doing now. That looked like Danny Eslick, believe it or not, just up in front of these guys. See if he's pulling off on the left of our screen. We couldn't see it. But this is where Josh is going to try to do his best to draft that pass and see what he can do here.
Here comes Josh Hayes. So close to Roger Hayden. He's trying to... Nope, and Hayes is going to have to fall back in alignment.
Defense, and this he's running a little bit wide. Is Josh going to do something with him? Is it gonna that's what I'm saying.
Hayes had to check up there. He really wanted. You can see him looking at Roger's bike. He didn't want to do anything filthy right there.
Can you see Raj closing all the entries, though? Raj is going to close off all the entries. It might not be the fastest way around the track, folks, but when you've got number 4 behind you and you want to keep him there, you got to close off these entries. You're going to go through this fast keep, and Raj is probably going to put himself on the inside left edge of the track because he doesn't want to give Josh any room to go by, and that's exactly what he's done. Get that mid-corner speed completely slowed down so that when you get on the throttle, the guy behind you has to wait. Now, this is back up to 3rd, back up to 4th, back to 3rd. Raj again, very early entry. Josh cannot do anything with him. This next turn, turn 7 here on the last lap. Raj has got to be careful not to run too wide because Josh is going to try to square him up this hill. Perfect. From this point on, the only way Josh is going to be able to win this race, Greg, and I'll let you bring it home, the only way he's going to be able to do it is if he drafts him at the line.
So Roger Hayden applying the gas there, got a little sideways, but it didn't do much. It looks like Josh Hayes, if he has anything in reserve, he's got to dig it out right now because this is the last bit of this race. Here comes Roger Hayden leading this race. If you're a Roger Hayden fan, butterflies in your stomach. Onto the front straightaway they go. Hayes with a drive. Here's the drag race, and it's going to be Roger Hayden with his 2nd race win of the season over Josh Hayes. Wow! How close do you like it? 1/10 of a second separating Hayes from Hayden, and Tony Elias keeping Josh Hayes' championship hopes alive as we head to Superbike race number 2, as Cameron Beaubier will come in 4th, 6.6 seconds behind. And how about Bobby Fong?
One Superstock race.
Yeah,
Bobby Fong on the Superbike, the Superstock 1000 race over Matthew Stoltz and Danny Eslick.
Stoltz must have had a big problem. He went 25-2 the last lap, but he had a 3 or 4 second lead. The last time I looked in the Superstock category, he had a pretty big lead, and I'm seeing Josh Herring go across the line right now. I know he had some big problems. I had mentioned earlier that I thought I saw Danny pulling off on the inside. I was incorrect on that. Danny finishes 8th, and he will be 3rd on the podium in our Superstock class. So I just got somebody mixed up with him as these leaders were coming up on some back markers. But what can you say about Raj Hayden? That's an incredible victory for him. Couldn't happen at a better time of the year for him also, because I know he's still working on some contract things going into 2017. 2nd win of the year. So that's big news for him. And Josh threw everything he could on those last couple of laps at him.
So Josh Hayes, we saw it on our screen earlier. It looks like, just from quick math in my head, it'd be 22 points now between Hayes and Beaubier. And there goes Jake Lewis. Jake Lewis, who used to be teammates with Roger Hayden on the Yoshimura Suzuki team riding a Superbike, got hurt, and Tony Elias came in to fill in for him, moving Lewis over to the M4 Suzuki team, and Lewis with a big wheelie. And there's Matthew Stoltz, who's really integrated nicely into this paddock, Craig. A lot of people really enjoying having Matthew Stoltz here from South Africa, especially in that Yamaha Westby Racing R1. And Stoltz will be a permanent fixture, possibly, for the next couple of years here in the United States. We're waiting for that press release to come out, but those rumors are swirling about the future of Matthew Stoltz and MotoAmerica Superbike Superstock 1000 class. So hats off to number 95, Roger Hayden. What an incredible race win under tremendous pressure, and he pulls it off by 1/10 of a second. I wonder how that race was for Roger. If you're wondering, well, we're going to give you that information on the other side of the commercial break. So don't go anywhere on beIN Sports. We'll be back.
3, 2, 1. All right, thanks. All right, guys, we're gone for 2 minutes. I'm trying to make up commercial breaks here. So after this, we're going to come back. It'll be a very quick segment. Hopefully. Yeah. All right, here's the plan when we come back. We'll go as scripted in the rundown. We'll do here. And then I'm going to do a dose segment in between here. 30 seconds back. Oh, sorry, 90 seconds back. 90 seconds back. So guys, we're going to do this next segment as scripted in your rundown. So the beauty shot. We'll do race results down the park for May with the top 3. The championship standings. We'll show the podium. We'll take a commercial break. One minute back. 1 minute until we're out of commercial. If possible. "45 seconds." And Greg, that is Bobby Fong's 3rd win on the season. 40 seconds back. "30 seconds. 20 seconds back. 15. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, that race certainly did not disappoint as we take a look at the replay. That's a pass for the lead. This was the race-winning overtake by Roger Hayes. And although Hayes was there after closing down a gap that Roger got, just couldn't do anything to the number 4.
And that's a pass that we see a lot here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. We're pretty familiar with it. The neat thing was that what Rod showed me that race is just such sheer determination to try to win it. We know there's been some talk, and we've even said some things. It'd be nice to see him close a few more of these out. He rode like a champion that race, and it's good to see. And the bike looked perfect. Yoshi's obviously got a lot of laps around here. You see Raj with the win by 0.14 seconds. And I know you did some stats during our break, Greg, of how close our racing's been. Tony Elias 3rd, Cameron Beaubier 4th, Bobby Fong, tremendous 5th place. Jake Gagne, great to see him just get a solid ride under his belt. Only 15 seconds behind the winner there, Jake Gagne, Matthew Schultz, Danny Eslick, Taylor Knapp on his 4th team this year, I believe. We made mention of that yesterday. Great job for him and his new team here, finishing 9th in the top 10. When we go, we've got a couple Suzukis back there. Hayden Gillum, Jake Lewis, early guy that was running in the top 2 or 3 there. Kyle Wyman. Would be interested to see what happened to Josh Herron. He was way far back, out of the top 20 at one point. Frankie Babushka, local guy, does a lot of club racing in this area. Corey West, Jeff May, Corey Alexander, Ryan Jones. Back on through the field. All
right, let's go down to winner's circle with Christy Lee.
Our 3rd place finisher, number 24, Tony Elias, working your way up to the front pack from mid-pack on the starting grid. Tony, what a race.
Yes, I'm happy I did a great start, but I was blocked behind some stock riders. And after that, comeback was really difficult. I tried my best. Step by step, I was catching the top guys, but finally, I was there, I could pass Cameron.
All right, Kevin, so I'm going to make up the commercial break.
I would like to win, but it has been impossible. I did my best.
I've got time
I was on the limit every lap. Well, 3rd position is okay.
We'll have to see what he brings to the table in race number 2, number 24, Tony Elias.
All right, so Tony, through that traffic, was able to rip off the 4th fastest lap of the race. Only 5 or 6 riders there in the 21 range, but Tony, his fastest lap at 21.6, so very consistent race for Tony.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's what you'd expect. And, you know, it just goes to show you, though, Greg, how important qualifying is in our series now. There was a time when you were back there in 3rd row and anybody on a Superbike could get up to the front. That said, he's on the 3rd row. He ran a pretty tremendous race, but being at a hard track to pass on, if he was up in the first 2 rows, his race would be a lot easier.
All right, let's go back down to Winner's Circle with Christy.
Josh, what we saw was a lot of back and forth racing, but I'll have to ask you, getting 2nd place by 1/10 of a second, tell us about your race.
I don't like it very much. It's not fun at all, but you know, it was a good race, and my race started off really strong. I thought our first laps were really good. I was proud of the pace that I had. In the middle of the race, things really kind of went sideways for me a little bit, and I was struggling with some things. And when Cam came by and then didn't immediately go right up to Raj, I got a little frustrated. When I got in front of him, I just got mad. So I rode as hard as I could. You know, I was taking some chances, and I got myself up to him. I just got there a little too late. You know, he's a smart racer, and he knew what to do on the last lap, and I didn't quite have what I needed underneath me to put myself in the right position to make the move. I could get close, but I couldn't make the move. So I think we can make some improvements for this afternoon, try to come out there and put on even a better show in race 2.
Congrats on a 2nd place finish, number 4, Josh Hayes.
And, you know, Greg, when you hear him say he didn't quite have what he had underneath me, he didn't quite have underneath him what he needed, that's going to be something they might be able to make a small suspension change, because generally when a rider talks like that, he didn't quite have the tire underneath him there at the end. And we saw him try to square Raj up coming onto that front straightaway and a lot of wheel spin. Josh was spinning that bike a lot with the last 4 or 5 laps to go, so he was just trying to hold on. They might be able to make a little smaller tweak on that bike to maybe make that tire last a little longer.
All right, let's head back down with Christy and one happy Yoshimura Suzuki rider.
I know you do.
Number 95, Roger Lee Hayden, 2nd win for you this season. You fought hard, a lot of back and forth action and some really bold moves in that race. Congrats.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to win that one bad, and I've always come up short with those battles with Josh, and you know, just I said not today, and I just pushed hard. I tried to lead, I tried not to follow, and you know, every lap was my best one. So I'm so excited for this win. I can't thank the whole Yoshimura Suzuki crew enough. I had a tip over Friday, and they had a long night, so this is for them. Friday. And they're always behind me and all my sponsors, Alpine Star, Rye Helmets, Monster Energy, just for supporting me all year, and my family. I know my mom and dad's watching this at home, and my nieces and sisters and stuff. So just want to say what's up, and we got it done.
What a triumph, taking 1st place, number 95, Roger Lee Hayden.
A tip over. He destroyed the dashboard, the tank, the tail section, the engine, the forks. Yeah.
The chain.
He said to me, I had dinner with him that night, and he said to me, JP, the motor and the frame are okay. I said, Raj, the dash is worth just as much as stock motorcycle. You know, we were having a laugh about it. But anyways, the thing is, great to see Raj win, and it's nice to see him have to fight for victory. He said it best himself. He comes up short on those race battles sometimes with Josh Hayes. So for him to do that today is tremendous.
So Hayes still alive in the championship. Tony Elias out of the running as only 25 points available. So Cameron Beaubier still has to get through race number 2 in order to wrap up this number 1 plate. Hayes and his crew are going to put their heads down. I guarantee you not sharing any information with Beaubier and his crew on this one. So it's Elias and Hayden there in 4th spot. So he'll settle into nice 4th place position. Look at the podium here on the Yamaha Superbike Championship of New Jersey. And it's Suzuki. There's Frenchie right there. I love Frenchie. Yeah,
Frenchie used to work with me. He's such a good guy. He's such a positive guy, and he really loves working with Rod. You can tell they've got a great relationship. So to see him up on the podium there with these guys is tremendous.
Love those trophies that we get here at Millville, New Jersey. Of course, Air Museum just down the street from us. So Roger Hayden there will take his 1st place trophy. The first of what he hopes will be 2 on the day, and the absolute best way to wrap up 2016. Still so much more coverage here on beIN Sports from New Jersey Motorsports Park. Super Sport, Superstock 600, Superbike, and KTM all coming up, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back in moments.
2, 1. So this is this breaks 2:45, Kevin. Okay. Go ahead, Greg.
lot of activity going on down in Winter Circle here after Superbike race number 1, which is also the Superstock 1000 race. And I'm going to tell you something, Jason, we definitely want to try to get to Superstock 1000 podium finishers as Bobby Fong won his class, his 3rd race of the year. Hey, reminder, check out the show on beIN Sports, hosted by Terry Lee. Pit Lane, Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Terry's going to join us in the booth later on today. Motorsports show, which you don't want to miss. Beautiful Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Pit Lane. Set your DVRs for that if you are not home, because you don't want to miss that. Talking about not wanting to miss stuff, stay with us and we'll be back with more from Victory Lane here at the Jersey Motorsports Park. Don't go anywhere.
And how long is this break? 1 minute. All right, guys. This is 1 minute back. Christy, go ahead and set up with Superstock. Come back with Sting Beauty Shot, and we'll get down to Christy with our Superstock interviews. 45 seconds. Video, that's fine. If we have to cut away, that's fine. So beauty, that's fine. Yeah, black and then open, yeah. Oh yeah, let's do that all the time. 15 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, in the last 11 races, if you add up the total margin of victory to just over 2.8 seconds in 11 races, how astonishing is the Superbike class? Absolutely fantastic fan turnout today. And of course, this is how you want to get to the races, man, on your motorcycle.
Absolutely. Come to the races on those things. Beautiful day today. So many fans. New Jersey fans are awesome. They come out here in droves. Every year we're here, we just get a big following, and it's nice because it's just showing that the series is definitely rejuvenated a little bit. People are wanting to come to the racetrack again.
Christy has Danny Eslick.
And yeah, it's been great. So let's get down to Christy with 3rd place Danny Eslick.
Thank you, Jason. Number 69, Danny Eslick, getting a podium finish for your TOBC racing team. I know this feels good for you and for your team. Congrats.
Thank you. You know, it's good to come back with a strong finish after the long break that we've had. And, you know, would obviously like to be up there on the top step, but we'll take a 3rd in this first race and hopefully come out in race 2 and come out swinging.
There you go, 3rd place finisher, number 69, Danny Eslick.
All right, good job for Danny, who does finish 3rd in the Superstock 1000 class, and that'll be 8th overall on the day. So a good run for him. It looked like he was in a fierce battle with Taylor Knapp, the number 44, as he only won by 54 hundredths of a second. All right, let's go down to Christy, who has our 2nd place Superstock 1000 winner, Matthew Skoltz, who led most of this, Christy.
Matthew, that was a tough race, back and forth between you and Bobby Fong. There was a couple other key players in the mix there. Claudio Corti crashed out as well. Tell us about your Superstock 1000 race.
Yeah, no, off of the start, you know, it was pretty average. I think I was in about 7th place. I managed to work up to 5th or 6th, and I was following Jake, and we managed to, you know, pull from the Superstock 1000 guys. I think I opened up a 3-point-something second gap, and then maybe the last 4 or 5 laps, Bobby was just unreal, you know, and he just caught me, and then he passed me, and we had to settle for a 2nd place. But you know, hopefully the second heat we can try to change the setup, and we'll come back fighting and try to hopefully end up on the top step.
Matthew Skoltz, your 2nd place finisher on the Yamaha Westby Racing machine.
Talking about top step, Christy had to get in her tippy toes because Matthew's like 6'3" there. Yeah. The South African rider on the Yamaha Westby Racing machine doing a good job there, but he had to duke it out with this next rider we're going to talk to. He rides on the Quicksilver Kawasaki team, and he did an absolutely fantastic job. Back down to Christy, who has Bobby Fong.
Bobby Fong, what a race on the number 50 Kawasaki machine. That's your 3rd race win in Superstock 1000 this season. Just tell us about it. Congrats.
Oh man, it's a great feeling. It's been a long year and a lot of work in progress. And you know, we started off the season with 2 wins, so I had a lot of pressure on me to get more wins during the year. But you know, we always give it 110%. I can't give it up to Quicksilver, Latest Motors, Kawasaki. They've been giving me a wonderful bike all year long, and I just haven't been producing the wins for them. And I'm glad to finish the season strong, and hopefully we get it in the next race.
Big week here in New Jersey, but big week next week for you, headed to Germany to race Superstock.
Yeah, that's exciting, something new, and hopefully I could showcase my talent in the world stage and just be the top Kawasaki rider.
Bobby Fong, congrats on the Superstock 1000 win.
All right, we talked about Pit Lane, the show hosted by Terry Lee, Tuesday night, 7:30. They'll have more with Bobby Fong about his trip over to Europe coming up this week, so you want to check that out. And hey, Kawasaki, by the way, we love the ZX-10R. We love that you guys are winning races, so we'd love for you to come back to the series and races. Bobby Fong has shown what an absolutely fantastic platform that ZX-10R is. So good job by Bobby Fong. That's fantastic for that team as well.
Yep, it's a great bike, great team. They've done a great job this year. So Josh Herron, who we know has already won the championship, be interesting. Like I said, I'm going to do a little research break between races, find out what happened to him. But Bobby Fong catapults himself into second place, Claudio Corti third, Danny Eslick fourth. Top 3 guys are kind of lined up where they're going to finish, except for Bobby and Claudio are going to settle second place in our next race. So all the way down, Hayden Gillum, Schultz, Taylor Knapp, Jake Lewis, who didn't do some of the races at the beginning of the year. He's already in 8th, but should kind of follow back through. We saw Sheridan Marias. We didn't get to talk about it, but I saw him pull in on the warm-up lap. We saw Dave Anthony crash. Corey Alexander did finish that race, just back there in 17th place. Anthony Kaczynski, who we saw fall, and Steve Rapp, who actually is not in Superstock anymore, but he's still getting credited with 14, Jeremy Cook 15.
So there's Steve Rapp, who sits on those 43 points, and like Jason said, he gets bumped up into the Superbike class, so he'll have those 14 points in that class. Let's take a look at the highlights from this race, because it was fast and furious right from the word go.
Yeah, right off the bat, Josh, what a stream start, but so did Kyle Wyman. Kyle Wyman from the 3rd row there got an amazing start, was up there with his lead group right off the bat, so that had to make him feel pretty good on his Wyman Racing Yamaha R1. But at the lead, it was going to be all. We go back here, we see Anthony Kaczynski, big crash into turn 1, just kind of got in the back of somebody there, had a little bit of a mistake. So you'll learn from that. Hopefully they'll get that back together. But these 2 guys here are going to duke it out for us the whole race long. Josh Hayes, Roger Lee Hayes traded back and forth, taking down the front straightaway. Roger did go by Josh on turn 6, 5 early on in that race. You see, the Campbell was continuing to push harder and harder as he got by Josh Hayes, sort of with about 7 or 8 laps to go. And it looked like Roger started to disappear, but that wasn't the case. The number 4 decided, let's get back to business here. We got to run down that number 95 if we have a chance at this championship. So he drafted.
Got angry.
He got angry. He ran right by Cameron. We see Tony struck immediately as he went underneath Cameron Beaubier. Made me look awful smart there, because that was an easy call though, because I knew that Cameron didn't know where Tony was, but it all came back down to these 2. And you can see Josh's bike moving a little bit there under acceleration as they came to the line. That's the thing that team's going to go try to fix. That was an important extra 5 points. You know, it's a big difference if we would have gone into this race 22 points back or 17 points back. And so the fact that Raj was able to win that race hurts Josh a little bit, but hopefully that Yamaha team can make a little bit of an adjustment, make it a little easier for Josh to finish off that race.
The good news for Cameron Beaubier is there's no real contender back there in 5th spot, as Bobby Fong finished in 5th overall with the Superstock 1000 win, but he was 15.7 seconds adrift from that lead pack. So unless Bobby Fong and his team step it up right from the beginning of the race, then Cameron Beaubier might be okay to cruise around. And I say cruise around because he's so fast, 4th place would be good for him. But a good look at the Superstock 1000 podium with Fong chatting it up right now.
Danny Eslick's stroke level looks awful low right now. So there might have been something that happened in that race that we don't know about. But it's very rare you don't see Danny with a big smile on his face. So.
Well, I'm sure it was a great battle. Danny Eslick always involved in that. All right, so we'll take another break here. KTM RC Cup race number 2 is coming up.